What's up guys, it's Matt here, and today I'll be doing a track-by-track review of the third album from the Los Angeles band The Bad Sons called Mystic Truth. I'll be putting timestamps for different sections of the video, so if you want to skip to the end, I know it's probably going to be pretty long, so if you want to skip to the end or if you want to skip to certain songs, I'll put timestamps in the description, so be sure to check that out. For this video, I'll be starting off with a background of the band, then I'll be doing a track-by-track review of Mystic Truth, and then finally I'll be doing my final thoughts, and I'll give the album a rating out of 10. So, the Bad Sons are an alternative rock band from Los Angeles, California. They were formed in 2012 and left kind of a splash in 2014 with one of their most popular singles that they dropped, which was called Cardiac Arrest. Their sound is very West Coast with hints of kind of British rock mixed in there. I think that's a really cool mix, and it's really what works for me. Since they released their first album in 2014, Language and Perspective, they've also released a second album, and that was Disappear Here in 2016. And that was actually when I first started listening to them, maybe not back in 2016, but about a year ago. I really got hooked on their Disappear Here album, and ever since then I've been kind of following them more and more, and listening to their music more and more. Mystic Truth was released on March 22nd, 2019. It has only 10 tracks on it, which is their shortest album to date so far. It's only about 33 minutes from start to finish, which kind of made me skeptical at first. But we'll get into the review and we'll kind of see if that works or if it doesn't for them. The name of the album was derived from actually an art piece called The True Artist Helps the World by Revealing Mystic Truths. So that kind of leads into the themes of the album, which are magic and mysticism. There are a lot of references in the lyrics to magic and fairy tales and things like that, so that's pretty cool. In addition, optimism is a big theme in this album as well. The lead singer quoted about the album saying it's about holding on to optimism, finding the extraordinary in very simple things, and even though we're living in a very dark time right now. It seems to be kind of a theme with a lot of artists lately, is that we're living in this super dark world, but we're trying to find some optimism in it. So you can definitely see that through their sound in this album. You can definitely see that in the lyrics in this album also. They claim that it's their most complex album to date, both instrumentally and lyrically, so we'll see if that gets accomplished or not. And so without further ado, let's quit talking and get into the album. So the first track on this album is called Away We Go. Right off the bat, we get a very upbeat, uplifting track. I found myself foot stomping to the beat right away. Drums are really punching through on this one. The drums drive the song, this first track. They start to use piano, which they use really well throughout this album, but with this song in particular, it's a really nice touch, and it brings up the optimism that I talked about before. This is the kind of track that made me think of like bursting open the front door, jumping in a Jeep, and driving down to the coast and with the top down and whatnot, and having an adventure. So, and plus, can't beat the guitar solo in there. This song, Away We Go, gets an 8.5 out of 10. Really got me hyped for the rest of the album. So the second track, One Magic Moment. Again, we get the piano, which is really what I'm liking in this album so far. It kind of rides off of the mood of the last song, the first song, but it's a little bit more laid back, a little bit more reserved. The lyrics are definitely playing off of the mysticism that I mentioned before. It has lyrics about sci-fi, the mind's eye, and talking mirrors. So it's very creative, and I really like that about it. And it feels very nostalgic also. I thought this song was very good. It's just not something that immediately struck me as a standout song on the album, but I'll probably warm up to it the more I listen to it. So I give the song 7.5 out of 10.
Now strip naked and get on the program.
And the third song, A Miracle a Mile Away. The bassist absolutely kills it on this song. I think he does an amazing job. The bass is definitely what drives this song, and it's a great mix-up from the first two songs that we heard on this album. I love they added a lot of little sounds in it, like the piano and some bells and some synths, some drum and percussion, that really work well in this song in particular. The lyrics are really cool. They really spoke to me. One of the lyrics, invisible until I want to be, I'm miserable on a beautiful day. Take a look around you and you just might find a miracle a mile away. Plays into that optimism, like I said. And I know sometimes some inspirational songs like this, inspirational lyrics like that can be kind of cheesy, but this song in particular felt really personal, really sincere to me, and it was definitely one of my favorite tracks. So I give A Miracle a Mile Away a 9 out of 10 for great sound and being able to be inspirational but not be cheesy. Track 4, The World and I. The guitar intro got me super hyped for this song. Really got me going. The chorus is pretty catchy also. The guitars definitely are a little bit more prevalent in this one. I got like an emo vibe from this song, like I don't know, like a Dear Maria Count Me In sort of vibe for this song. I don't know why. I wanted a little bit more. So the guitars were there, but the drum didn't really follow in the same emo rock sort of, letting the feelings out way. So for me, that kind of fell flat, and I wish they would have thrown in some better, like Travis Barker just smashing on the drums. But it wasn't a bad song. I gave this one a 6 out of 10. The next track, Love by Mistake, the instruments are really cool on this song. First off, you got the synth bell sounds, and then they throw in some like 80s drum hits and some like maracas or something in there. And then they throw in some like sweet, smooth, like West Coast guitar in there, and you definitely get this like beach vibe, and it's this really good, feel-good song. Musically, I think this was one of the best songs on the album for sure, and that's why I give this one an 8.5 out of 10. Definitely put this on replay. Love by Mistake is a good song.
I had nothing to live for in my old life. I was broke.
The next song, Darkness Arrives and Departs. At first, I didn't really latch onto this song very well the first listen through, but I wasn't listening super intently. But the second time I went through, I started to really understand this song a little bit better. It's got some cello playing in that song. There's some great imagery in the lyrics. So for example, the lead singer says, old flame in the parking lot with a newspaper clenched in her hands. You can just see that picture in your head. You can just see that person in the parking lot with the newspaper. You just know who it is. You know what they're wearing. And it's kind of got like this Broadway sort of ho-hum, like we're all in this together sort of vibe, which can be cheesy, like I said, but it does a great job in my opinion. It's not too over the top. It's not too underwhelming either. It's a welcome shift in the sound of the album. I like how it kind of breaks up the album here in the middle, and it's not too dense, which is really nice. So I gave this one an 8 out of 10. Which leads me then into Hold Your Fire. This was one of the singles off of the album. It was easily my most replayable song on the album. I love this song. Absolutely love it. The build-ups in this song are deadly, but in a good way. It's just so catchy. The chorus is amazing. The guitars just get you amped. The drums are just pounding. It's amazing. I really can't even describe it. You just have to listen to it. I gave 10 out of 10 on this song. Hold Your Fire, so check that one out for sure.
I think you're missing the big picture.
Track number 8, Howling at the Sun. So I'm pretty sure they used the same lyrics in this one as they did in a previous song. So I'm a little confused. I was a little confused. It's the invisible until I want to be, I'm miserable on a beautiful day. It's the same lyrics. Did they do that on purpose? I don't know. Kind of threw me off though. I was like, oh, deja vu. Either way, the chorus is really catchy here. They brought in some grimy kind of synths to back up the chorus. The lyrics for me fell a little flat. I just didn't really latch on to anything in particular. It didn't really match the song title like I wanted it to. So I gave this song a 6 out of 10. It wasn't great and it didn't really stand out, but again, I could warm up to it. The second to last song, Separate Seas. Yes, so the piano is back, which is awesome. I kind of missed out on that throughout the middle of the album, but it's back in this track and it's back with a vengeance. The lyrics are awesome in this one. It definitely tells a story as opposed to the track that came before it. It's about a girl who is living on the East Coast while he lives on the West Coast. And they're swimming in separate seas in like the Pacific and the Atlantic. So I think that's really cool. Immediately, I think it paints a good picture for this song. On top of that, the song is really well composed. I think it's kind of, it builds up. It's kind of in segments as well, and it slowly builds. It's kind of like an emotion that just like rises up in your chest. So this song is one of my favorites for sure on the album. So I gave this one a 9 out of 10. And the last song on this album, Starjumper. The piano again comes back in. It's ending the album just as it started. So it started with a couple piano-driven tracks, ends with a couple piano-driven tracks. I like that. It has some good imagery in this song as well. A lot of references to space and the stars and jumping from the moon and things like that. The drop, no spoiler alert, but the drop in this song is awesome. It's just like I've been waiting the whole album for that drop, and there it is here in the last song. So that was cool. I really like the outro as well. I wish they would have kind of sprinkled in more of the intros and outros, but they did a nice job on this one. I gave this one a 7.5 out of 10. It's well written. The guitar that's in the album, or in this song, especially in the drop, really just, I really was craving it. It was there for like 2 seconds, and then it was gone, and I was really craving it, so that's why I gave it a 7.5, because I really wanted more out of it, and I didn't get it, so. So my final thoughts about the album. Mystic Truth definitely accomplished what Bad Suns set out to do. They set out to be optimistic, and you can see that in the lyrics and on a lot of the tracks. It stuck with the theme for the most part. It was very complex, as they set out to do. The songs were well written. I think they were produced very, very well, without any sort of things that sounded odd to me, at least. I think they put the right touches in the right places as far as production goes. Some of the things that I didn't quite enjoy, I wish it would have been a little bit longer. I enjoyed listening to an album for longer than 33 minutes. I think they did a good job in the time that they had. And a couple of the songs, like I said, were kind of leaving me wanting more. More guitar, or more of this, or following, pushing out in a different direction. I think it was a solid album. Comparable to Disappear Here. I wouldn't say it's monumentally better or anything. It's just, a little bit different, but still done in a very good way. Some of my favorite songs are Hold Your Fire, for sure, Separate Seas, Miracle a Mile Away, and Away We Go. Some of them that fell flat for me were The World and I and Howling at the Sun. But again, the more I listen to albums, the more they mature for me, so we'll see how that goes. So I gave this album an overall score of 8 out of 10, Mystic Truth by the Bad Suns. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you guys want me to review any other albums that you've been listening to recently, let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section, and subscribe if you like this video. I'm hoping to do some more, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.